Greetings. This full moon has not messed around, has delivered, as promised, a very potent activation. And I'm noticing 3 parts of this, and if we are resistant to the first 2, then the third one has a hard time flowing. So there is like a dose of truth given with this moon that causes us to have to look at ourselves directly, and if that's something we don't want to do, then it can be painful to be faced so clearly with ourselves. And the second thing is to then have compassion for what we are being confronted with about ourselves. Compassion, in action. So doing something with that, making some shifts, doing some shadow integration on those items. And then the abundance can flow, the nectar, the sweetness, the reward. And we might see those over a period of time, or you couldn't go through those quickly. But definitely being out under the moon and the sun in these days too, the codes from the sun are assisting us in looking at the next layer of truth, loving and having compassion for ourselves, integrating that, and then the next gateway opens. It's like a formula. So as for the things in the world, I feel like they'll begin to follow a similar formula. The truths are revealed that may or may not be easily accepted. And then there has to be a period of acceptance, right? That's the compassion and the seeing of the reason, or trying not to go into a bunch of shame-blame games. If we can skip that and have compassion, that's the highest path there, but some will want to play around with that energy, and then we'll see the gift of the new opening. So every presentation of something that's a truth, whether it's somebody's current belief or not, like some people aren't going to get rid of their beliefs, they aren't going to change right in front of our eyes, so we have to accept this is exactly how this person is. And that's, in a way, accepting that about ourselves. We're just not doing it directly. We're starting with somebody else. And maybe we've done that with ourselves, or maybe that's the first step where we're then like, and I just love me the way I am. Like, I want to just be me 100%. And if somebody doesn't like that, then, okay. So then with reality, when we see the truths that come up, part of the process of healing is first acknowledgement and acceptance, not being in denial, like, okay, this is really what's happening. Oh my, like having to come to terms with that and then just accept, okay, if this is what's happening, then what do I need to integrate in myself? Like, if things are out of control, if there's a big tyrant, if there's lies taking place, like, where are those also happening in me, so that I can address the small version of that in attempts to mitigate the large version, which we're collectively putting input on, right? And then as we do this, more and more of us do this integration work and see how our piece fits. And that means decoding what the illusion is saying. Okay, so as creator, goddess beings, which we're remembering and realizing and turning on our God capacity, in the process of that, we are having to realize how it has been as human, as the experience we've had, and come to terms with that. And look at, okay, so where have I been in denial in myself? If I've been in denial of what's going on in reality, where am I denying the reality of myself? And it is actually a very clear mirror to the greatness that you are, the God being that you are. I kind of had to go into denial in order to have this experience, to only know itself as human, to experience the myriad of emotional textures and landscapes that this plane of existence has offered us, which we actually wanted. All these textures, we wanted to feel this way. It's part of the appeal of this realm, where other realms, maybe there's, either a detachment completely from those experiences, which some places, some of you are coming from, have that and are resonating with that still, and it makes it a little easier here. Maybe you feel like a little bit out of the game sometimes. But in this realm in particular, we have like a density that if we want to go on the full emotional roller coaster ride of Earth 3D, we've been able to access that. So as we're ascending, or as we're integrating, so we're going to the next level of reality, to have the no judgment clause, just to know all things are for the experience of our evolution. We're co-creating, as horrific as some of it seems sometimes, but that also invokes the deep compassion that we could not access without that part of it. And so too with love. We cannot access the depth of love if we don't also feel a deep pain, or a deep, the absence of, or these words don't even seem right for love anymore. It's like the heart deepens. The heart deepens its capacity for feeling by empathizing and contacting another person. And pain is part of love. Some would argue, but I think it is. It's an ache that is part of it, part of the heart expansion and stretching. And I'm not sure if we want to create a space where that doesn't exist, but maybe that we just appreciate that ache from a higher consciousness level. And we rejoice at the pangs of stretching, or anxiety, or disconnect, or whatever that is. We experience those sensations with a different mental capacity. We expand our parameters of sensations that are, we love. So, okay, I think that is my share tonight. Well, I do send you love. I do send care to you. If you are feeling somehow very disconnected at this time, I hope that this can help you feel connected in some way that you weren't. And just have a beautiful experience of this now, whatever it is full of or void of.